Hi, my name's Mark Pizzacalla and welcome to 3 Minutes with Mark. Today what I want to do is discuss share trading with you. And by share trading, what I mean is, what's the difference between a share trader and a share investor? Now you might think, what's so exciting about that? Well, it's really important because the difference can be massive for an individual. Well, a very important case has come out called Hill's case, and it was heard at the Administrative Appeals Tribunal. And Mr. Hill was an individual. He invested substantial monies on the stock market. He took a lot of monies out of his superannuation account to do this. He also took out a $600,000 Westpac loan. So it was serious money being invested. He considered himself to be a share trader and he made losses, and he claimed those losses against other income. Now this case, as I say, went to the Administrative Appeals Tribunal. An interesting thing about this case is that both counsel for the taxpayer and for the ATO wanted the tribunal member to take an impressionistic approach in terms of working out whether the person was carrying on a business or not. And what that means is that they didn't want the tribunal member to go through a checklist of what's a business and what isn't a business. They wanted to present the facts and have the tribunal member just ask or answer the question, what have I got? Have I got a business or haven't I? There are three key takeaways from that process. The first one is, just because you invest a lot of money in the stock market, that does not make you a share trader. And that was the finding of the tribunal member. One of the main reasons too, secondly, was because there was no designated business plan in place. In fact, this taxpayer had a half-page document that was written back in 2010, and we were talking about the 2015, 16, 17 years. So not good form. Also, he was found not to be conducting his activities in a business-like manner. He had no experience in the share market and didn't seek external advice. So that was another, I guess, cross against whether or not he was carrying on a business. And finally, the frequency of transactions on the stock market were not considered to be sufficient for that person to be carrying on a business. So every case has to be judged on its own merits, and I guess what we can learn from Hill's decision is that you really need to look at all the different criteria as to whether you're carrying on a business or not. But overall, there's also the gut test. Does it feel like the person's carrying on a business? And usually that'll give you the answer. Hope to see you next time. Have a great week.